Alright, what's up guys? JR here. It is Tuesday, July the 11th, 2017, and we have a pretty okay looking setup right here. So basically, we have two legs down, and we have a failed second entry short right here. I apologize in advance if I sound like an ogre or slightly delayed, but I'm fairly tired this morning for some reason, not completely sure why. It's funny because I actually woke up with energy and now I'm like tired, so I don't know, it's weird. But we have a second entry short failure right here. Nice big bullish reversal bar. The only thing that would make this better would be if this were above the EMA and if it was still inside of my trend line. So I waited until we broke one tick above it and I dropped a limit order down in there, so we'll see what happens. But I had a trend line drawn off these first two swings. We came back, tested it again, semi bounced off of it, and then broke through it. So I'm thinking that most likely this is going to be a range day. This is our second attempt to go lower that has in fact failed with a nice big bullish reversal bar. And hopefully we can get a trap out of this and a nice little scalp. Our first contract is going to come off at 1 point, which is going to be 23.50. Second contract is going to come off at 2 points, which is going to be 24.50. So yeah, as soon as this bar closes, I'm going to go ahead and tighten my stop and let the trade play out. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go to pause and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're bouncing off that exit order right now. It backed up on us for a little bit. To be honest, this kind of scared me a tad bit because I went long directly going into the EMA, but I really like this bar. It's a pretty strong reversal bar, and then I figured if we did break beneath this bar, as long as we turned back up with a nice bullish bar, then we should be good, because that just serves as a stronger trap. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. We reversed a little bit and then managed to trade all the way back up and close on its very high. So that's a good sign. And hopefully we can get this first contract off on this bar and we don't have to wait until the next bar. So yeah, sorry if the explanations are a little bad this morning, guys. Like I said, I'm tired for some reason. I don't know why. I went to sleep at the usual time and I woke up at the usual time, and surprisingly enough, I woke up feeling pretty clear and energized. I guess it's just the overall lack of movement that kind of has me in a daze, because I've been sitting in my chair literally with my eyes halfway shut. So it sounds pretty bad, but yeah, this stuff has been really slow, really boring, but it's cool. It's good for discipline and practice, I guess you can say. So yeah, gonna go to pause because just gonna go to pause really quickly. Alright, so we just got that first target. Excuse me. Second target's going to come off at 2 points. I could see if I can take it off at the high, because most likely this is going to be a range day, and we'll probably come up here and test these highs. But this is some pretty heavy overlap, so we could come back and retest that, but I'll just leave it where it is and take what I get off that and call that a trade. Let me go ahead and mark it. And at the end of the video, I'll just come back and re-explain all this stuff when I have a bit more energy and thinking a bit more clearly. So I should have woken up by then, but yeah, it's a nice big bullish bar. And those of y'all who may be wondering why I moved my stop back off of break even, it's just simply so you can see the figure. You know, it makes it a little bit better when you can actually see that, but in actuality, if this were to back up, my stop would be right back at break even. But hopefully I don't leave too much on the table with this one, because I'm pretty sure it's going to come on up here and retest those highs. And yeah, we get a pretty nice pop once we break above this double top. So alright, gonna go to pause and we'll look for one, maybe two more. Alright, so brief little update. I have a bit more energy. I got up, brushed my teeth, played a little bit of music. Now I feel good, so that's good. There's a possible long right here. It's looking pretty similar to a setup from yesterday. And let me just show you my chart from yesterday, because that's not gonna really show you what I'm talking about. But so basically there was a long right here. I didn't take this one yesterday. The only trade I actually took yesterday was this long at the end of the day. But there's a long right there, and this is looking kind of similar to what we have going on right here. And yeah, of course it just popped as I'm discussing it, but oh well. If we pull back and get a nice second entry, then I'll go ahead and take that, because we're in the middle of the range and we're getting close to these highs. So I really don't want to risk going long right here, because this could flip over. So if we pull back at a nice second entry off the trend line or off the EMA, then I'll go ahead and take that. But this does look pretty similar to what we had yesterday. But yeah, I want to keep the talking to a minimal to keep this video nice and short, so I'm just going to go back to pause. Alright, so a brief little update. We attempted to get a retest of the high, and then the bottom just completely fell out of it. So right now I don't know what's going on. Literally don't have a clue. So this is a pretty strong sell-off. Initially I measured this leg down, trying to attempt to locate where we could possibly bounce, and then I put it right there. Of course we got a whole lot more than that. We didn't even really respond to that level. And then I also measured the distance from the top of this range down to the bottom, and just go ahead and put a measured move, and we bounced right there initially. Let me take this lower line. We bounced right there, and then that turned into a pretty quick trap, and the bottom fell out of it some more. So I don't know what's going on. Usually I'd try and look for some way to ride this back to the EMA, but I don't know what's going on. So I'm just gonna sit tight and wait until I actually kind of have a better feel for what it is that, or what's occurring. So yeah. Alright, so another update. Probably am done for the day, just due to the fact that I no longer really know what's going on, and I don't feel like losing. So one piece of advice that I can give is, when you don't know what's going on, like this was a huge sell-off. There was a long right here that I could have taken, but I chose not to take it because I didn't exactly know what happened and why we sold off so hard right there. If we had gotten a long setup somewhere in this region where we were closer to the failed breakout from this range, I definitely would have taken that. But because I didn't know what was going on, didn't take that one. There was also a failed second entry short right there that you could have taken. There was another trade, second entry long right here. Didn't really like that. Had a trend line working lower. And that's pretty much all that I see. And right now we could be going lower. The trend line could actually be something like this. If I can get it, could be steeper like this, and then this is your break, and then you get two measured legs up to a new high. So this is going to be your first leg right there, and then this is going to be your second leg, and that's two perfectly measured legs up to a new high. And now we could flip over and reverse and come on down and retest these lows, but I'm not completely sure what's going to happen, so I'm just going to play it by ear. Not really play it by ear. I'm just going to follow the price action short term. If we push through this EMA, get a nice failed second entry short coming off the bottom of this little, coming off the bottom of the EMA, then I'll go ahead and hop in it short. But other than that, if I don't completely know what's going on, I'm not trading, and I would suggest the same thing for you guys too that are still in the process of learning. If you don't know what the price action is trying to do and what it's telling you, best trade is no trade, honestly. Because there's no point in taking a trade when you don't know what's happening, because essentially that's gambling at that point. And if you gamble, you're most likely not going to be consistent with this. But just going to go to pause, keep this video nice and short, and I'll be back if I get a setup, and if not, then I'll come back and conclude it. And I don't even know if I'm going to upload this, because it seems like every time I try to make a video, I only get one trade, or the day turns out to be terrible, and then I can't upload it because it's not that good. And I know sometimes you guys say, oh, just upload it anyways, we like watching it. But for me personally, it's kind of like quality control. I respect the fact that you guys respect me, so therefore I try to give you good quality content and make sure that I'm not necessarily wasting your time or giving you something that's kind of subpar and not really up to standard. So I try to make sure these videos are good, entertaining, all the explanations and the trades are good, safe, healthy trades that you should be taking. And I don't really like uploading a one trade video unless I specifically intended for it to be a one trade video. But then again, you never know what's going to happen with this, and you really just have to take what they give you, play it smart, be disciplined, and just kind of stick to the rules. And one of the main rules is if you don't know what's going on, then don't trade. And if you don't like the setup or you don't really feel too good about it, then just leave it alone. You know, it's better to watch a trade go off without you than to take a trade, try to force it, and then lose and feel stupid afterwards saying, oh, I know I shouldn't have done that. So just a little piece of advice. We could go higher, we could go lower. I don't know. I'm just going to watch and see, but back to pause. All right, guys, so just when I was getting ready to call it quits, there's a nice looking long setup right here. I like this. I have this trend line drawn off these first two swings. There's a debatable break right here. It's a bit suspect, but I don't really think that that's the break. We have one leg up. I'm looking for this second leg up. We went into an area of congestion, traded back down to the other end of our trend line. We have a bunch of matching lows right here. We had a failed break lower and then a turn up with a nice looking bullish bar. So I went ahead and got long once we broke above it. And yeah, so I'm expecting to take off the first contract at 1 point. So it's going to be 24.25. And then the second contract, I'm going to go ahead and slide it up to do 26.25. Let's go for 3 points. So that's a few ticks before the anticipated measured move, and it's also a few ticks before the highs of the day. So then as soon as this bar closes, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten my stop to, I'm probably going to do 1 tick beneath my signal bar for this particular trade, because if this thing turns back down and breaks beneath it, I don't want to have anything to do with it. But we just got a pretty nice pop right there, and I'm thinking as soon as we break above this level, we should get a nice pop and we should run on up and retest these highs. So usually I don't trade after 3 o'clock. Yesterday I did, and today I'm doing that again as well because I see setups that I like. So I'm gonna take them. I've been sitting here all day and I'm not just gonna let them slide by me. So, and I finally know what's going on again. So we're bouncing off of our exit for this one right here. This is a beautiful setup, man. I had to take that one. So boom, we got that first contract. Second contract is coming off at 3 points. So let me go ahead and mark my 2 trades for today. And this nice long right there. Hopefully we can get the runner on that one. That'll be a good way to end the day. And hopefully we don't come back and fill this little gap right there. I was debating on whether or not I should use a limit order to try and get filled with that gap, because when this thing initially popped up higher than it, I was actually looking at my laptop, not completely paying attention. We went about 2 ticks higher, and then I dropped the limit order in there at the regular entry. So I'm just glad I was able to get in on that. Move this out of the way so you guys can see. But just going to go to pause really quickly, and I will be back once we get some form of an update on this trade. Alright, so I actually decided to go for 3.5 points on this runner. So hopefully I don't live to regret that, but I think if we break above this, we should get a nice pop. And if we break above this, we should get another pop. So going to take it off right before the highs of the day and about a tick or 2 before the anticipated measured move. So we'll see if that works out. If not, oh well. But it'll be nice if we can get that and then make it a nice even, I think, 7.5 points on the day. We got 3 right there, 1 right here, so that's 4, and then 3. Yeah, 7.5 points on the day if I'm able to get this 3.5 point runner. So yeah, that's the update. Back to pause. Alright, so we had a bit of a double top right here, so I won't be surprised if we pull back and get stopped out. But if this goes a few ticks lower and then turns up, we should be good. It's just that there's a lot of gaps, so I don't know if they're going to come back and try and fill those, but we'll see. Stops at break even, so we can't lose anything on this trade. I considered actually sliding it up to 1 point and holding on to it, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to let this trade play out and see what happens. It'd be awesome if we got this little failed break lower and then turned up, busted through this double top and ran up and hit our target, but I don't know. I'll have to see. But back to pause. Alright, so we're getting that gas now. I think we're getting that juice. Hopefully we can continue and follow through, but it's looking... Ooh, yes. There we go. That was a good trade right there, man. Alright, not bad. Not a bad trading day. I only got 2, but I've noticed that this is really my forte kind of thing, sticking to anywhere between 1 and 2 trades, 3 if the day is really good, but just really sitting back and waiting on those sure things is what's been working out pretty nicely for me. I no longer play around on this account at all, so every trade I take is serious. Before I used to take serious trades and then I would kind of experiment and play around. Past that stage now, in the final stages of going live. I actually applied for my account and I'm taking like the last couple steps to finish finalizing all that stuff and getting everything up and running. But the time has come, man. The time has come. I'm tired of this sim trading stuff, and I think I'm finally ready to do it. So today we did, I think, 7.5 points, so that's 375 for the day. And then let me just show you guys something, because I've been looking at my performance since I haven't been playing around and just really taking everything seriously, and I've been doing pretty well. So this is from June the 28th up until now. I have a total net profit of $15.50, gross profit of $17.25, and a gross loss of $175. So it really counts each one of these trades as 2 trades. So basically I've taken 12 trades altogether, so I'm 12-1, and yeah, 12-1, 13 trades altogether. Not bad. I've made all my money off longs, and yeah, I've just been focusing on this stuff, trying to limit, just trying to focus on doing what's right and only entering when I know what's going on, only entering at the key locations, the key entry points. So I was talking to somebody the other day, and basically he was saying that he overtrades, and the remedy that I gave him for that is just focus on trading with a purpose and for a purpose. So i.e. only enter on trend line bounces at key areas of support and resistance, when you're looking for retests, and basically when you're catching traps. Those are really the only times that you want to take a trade, because you're trading with a purpose. So this particular trade right here, the purpose was, it turned out to be a trap. I had 2 alternative trend lines drawn. I had this one drawn, and this one was mentally in my mind that could be it. So basically I was trying to see if we would respond at this level. We responded slightly, but not good enough, so I figured, okay, it's probably not real. We got the second entry short right here. It failed, turned up with an incredibly bullish bar, so I said, okay, this is a trap. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. And that was my purpose. I was trading with a purpose of, this is a trap. We most likely had a shorter term trend line working down. We got the break. We're coming off the lows. We have 2 failed attempts to go lower. It's probably a range day. We're probably going higher. Go long right there. Boom. Everything else, I didn't have a reason to enter. Could have entered right here because this was technically a failed break lower from this area right here, and it's a higher low. You're still pretty far away from the EMA. You broke out of the bottom of this bar, turned up, and went out of the top, all in the same bar. It's just that I didn't take it because I didn't know what was going on, so I left it alone. Failed second entry short right there. Wasn't really feeling it. Still didn't know what was going on. Left it alone. Don't really see anything in here. There's a second entry long right there. You get the move down, first entry right there, pull back, second entry right there. It's a double bottom, but this trend line's working lower. Wasn't really feeling it. Second entry long right there. Wasn't feeling it. Wasn't sure if we were actually going to continue going lower at that point. I drew a trend line a little bit steeper off of this thing right here, and then you had 2 measured legs up to a new high, and we could have turned around and flipped and gotten another measured move down like that. So I didn't know what was going on per se. So the moral of what I'm trying to say is I only trade when I know what's going on and when I'm trading for a purpose. Clearly we have a trend working higher. We have first leg up right here. Most likely we're going to get a second leg. We're going to come up here and retest these highs because we had not tested those all day long. We had a pullback back to the EMA. We haven't traded through the EMA. We're bouncing off of it. You have a pretty tight area of congestion right here, which is forming pretty decent support. You get that failed break lower. It turns up with a nice bullish bar. You have your little area of support. You have your trend line. You have your EMA. That's trading for a purpose. Go long right there. And that's pretty much how you can eliminate over trading and losing trades, just ask yourself, what is the point? Why am I taking this trade? What am I trying to achieve? Am I looking for a retest? Is this a trap? Am I coming off a trend line? And if the answer is not no, then you don't need to take that trade, because most likely it's going to fail and you're going to lose. And yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been working. You won't have that many trades, but still, it's not about the quantity. It's really about the quality. And you don't need that many trades to make money. All you need is 2 or 3. If you want more, you can go for a few more. But at the end of the day, you can really just increase your position size if you want to make more money. But it's just about being able to identify the high probability good setups that are going to win and going to be consistent, and then taking them. And that's really all it boils down to. But I've said a lot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Not quite what I was expecting, but I'll do it again. I don't know if I'm going to do it again this week because it's already Tuesday. But if not this week, definitely again next week. This is JR, and I will see you guys next time.